It's time for a back-to-school edition of On the Money with On Point Community Credit Union. This time of year is exciting and a little scary, both for parents and kids. And if you have a student headed off to college, that comes with a whole different set of supplies, conversations, and expectations. With me now is Meredith Bureau, the Hillsdale Branch Manager. Good morning.
Hi, Lacey.
Okay, so for college students getting ready to head to campus, especially for the first time, this means more independence, but also more responsibility.
Absolutely. It is going off to college is just such an exciting time and very stressful and nerve-wracking, especially for the parents, and you're launching your children off into the world. So having some communication and preparation beforehand, especially about the finances, is key to kind of keeping some of that that control there.
Oh yeah, okay, so let's talk about that. What are some of the basics that parents can start those conversations?
Absolutely. So one thing that we say at On Point all the time is plan a budget. That is your framework for everything. So, sit down with your student before they leave and have a really heart-to-heart conversation. Look at what are their income sources going to be? What are their expenses going to look like? And, be sure too, in all of this budgeting time, have them put a line item in for fun, because college should be fun too. So it's not all serious.
And I like how you say, let them know where the income is coming from. Mom and dad, most likely in a lot of cases.
Or part-time job.
Yes.
There's definitely lots of different places.
What about building credit?
Yes, so this is a great time for you to kind of dip your toes in the water. Most times you're 18. If you're not 18, you can always add your child on as an authorized signer on your credit card to kind of give them a little bit of taste of it. But if they are 18, you can certainly help them get a credit card on their own with a smaller limit, or something that they can kind of start using credit and understanding how to pay off in full, or make sure you're not spending too much on that credit card. But that way they're set up for some credit when they graduate as well, which is really helpful going into life.
Yeah. How can we make sure the kids stick with this advice as the school year goes on?
Yeah, so keeping this as part of the communication that you're having. If you're checking in with them once a week, just make it one of the questions you ask. Let's talk about, where's your budget? How's it looking? Maybe they get a new job. Maybe they lose a job. How does that change your budget? This open line of communication will also help if something comes up along the line, along the way, where they run into trouble, or they overdraw on their account, and that way they're not as scared to talk to you about it, because you've been talking the entire time.
Anything else that parents or students should know as they're heading, back to school? Because this might not be on their minds. They're thinking, do we have the right bedding? Do we have a good roommate? All this stuff. So anything else you want to add? Any last minute advice for the college people out there?
Yeah, well, you can always stop into any of our branches. We're at 59 going on 60. And we have a bunch of different resources and tips and tools that you can use. Our website is full of budgeting options. So if you're baseline, you just want to look for what's a budgeting tool, our website is onpointcu.com. It's great for that. But also, sitting down with a banker and getting that experience of going into a financial institution, so it's not quite as scary. So if they have to go in by themselves, they already kind of have a framework for that and a friendly face.
That's a great suggestion. Great suggestion. Well, good tips as always. Again, onpointcu.com for all those budgeting resources for students and parents. Thank you, Meredith. Great to see you.
Thanks, Lacey.
We'll be right back.